Good morning. Okay, this video is on the origins of magic, of really just everything. So like monotheism comes from paganism. So as you know, the root of monotheism is paganism. This is about the roots of paganism. So in the Dragonfly Sutra, it talks about the two great aliens, Hermes and Melchizedek, who I believe were aliens, and they kind of like pointed the information a certain direction in the Bible story. You know, the religion of the Bible is something that was planned and manipulated by aliens, and the seeds were all planted. It's kind of like they put that into us, you know. But the Bible is a religion that was started by Moses. The book of Genesis is everything that happened before Moses, and then the second book of the Bible, Exodus, is the story of Moses. And so really it's Moses starting the whole thing, you know. So it's something that he started, and he's from Egypt. He's an Egyptian magician, an Egyptian witch, you know. Obviously, I'm just being a jerk, you know. He wouldn't have been called a witch. I just think it's funny to be a jerk like that. So, but magician would be a more accurate title, because that's the name of one of the tarot cards. Maybe you could say the Magus Moses. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really sure what the most accurate thing might be to say, but the truth is, Egyptian things, everything didn't really start from Egypt, you know. That's just the perspective we use that are linked to the deity Yahweh, Jah, because that's where this starts from, you know. But everything, you know, we're all standing. You do that now when you start something. You're standing on the shoulders of great people that inspired you. You know, nothing's really original, and even that, Egyptian things come from Sumeria. So like, you know, like usually if you want to get to the root of things, you go to Summeria. An ancient city, Babylon. So like the thing about like Babylon and that is Nimrod. So Nimrod, who was the one of the sons of Ham. So in the flood of Noah, he had three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. One of the sons of Ham was Nimrod, who was a great king. Nimrod was kind of like the first mayor. Everybody was in danger of wild animals. He was known as the great hunter. He could kill animals. He was a great hunter. So he gave this type of security because of his great ability like that. And the people would trust him, and he built forts and put people in the forts, and people started huddling together and working together in cities, you know, fortress cities, and then he was like the owner of them. So then he became really powerful because he was the owner of all the cities and the big cities and that. And then he married his mom, Semiramis, and they started the you know, the people started looking to them as a deity, you know. I believe that right now the aliens are manipulating things. They're adding in information. They see this hierarchy being made, and they're adding in information and then manipulating it, you know. Adding in the Kabbalah, really. The Kabbalah would be the best thing we have to try to, you know, from this perspective of Yah and Sway, of Jah, of the deity Jah, you know. The school that Jah went to was the Kabbalah, and that's kind of the foundation of that deity. You know, the Kabbalah being older than Jah, the Kabbalah coming from Egypt, but really the roots of the Kabbalah coming from Summeria, which came from the aliens and Semiramis and Nimrod. So then Nimrod is going to die, and then dies, First of all, they celebrated Nimrod's birthday, which was the 25th of December. That's where Christmas comes from. Christmas isn't the birthday of Jesus. Jesus was born in April. Christmas is the birthday of Nimrod, the 25th of December. When he died, there was a stump, and an evergreen tree shot out of the stump, and people put presents underneath of the evergreen tree. So the evergreen, the Christmas tree, putting presents under it, and the 25th of December are all things that antedate like Egypt and everything. It's all the way back to Nimrod, and it's his birthday, and that's how it's been celebrated. So then he dies, and Semiramis is like, oh no, kind of like when if you study the legend of Paul McCartney dying and the Beatles, they're all, oh no, and then they get Billy Shears, and that's who supposedly, if you believe in the myth, it's kind of like that. Semiramis is all, oh no, Nimrod's gone, So then what she did is she made it all very religious, the worshiping of Nimrod. And that's where the idea of the mother and the son, the mother being Semiramis, the queen of heaven, and the son being Nimrod, and the worshiping of Nimrod and the worshiping of Semiramis. And that's where it comes from, the king and queen, Semiramis and Nimrod. And so really it's out of the mind of Semiramis. So the roots of many things come from, it's aliens and Semiramis. And that's where the roots of everything from Summeria come to establish Egypt. And then that's when Hermes, takes those roots and really makes it the religion of Egypt. And then when Moses crosses into the wilderness and starts the religion with Jethro, and starts the religion that's supposedly different than Egypt, but really is very Egyptian still in the wilderness. That's the religion of the Bible, the Hebrew people. Then we get later Melchizedek to come in with Abraham. After that's somewhat established, and straighten out tighten the screws and straighten it back out again. So those are the key concepts that are the real root. So things come from an archaeology perspective. They'd be, well, we can't prove the aliens, and some of that stuff we can't prove. But they say, but yeah, the Sumerian, that's where they come from, and they can see those things and tie it all together. But anyway, so that's the roots. The roots of things are keywords: Nimrod, Semiramis, and unknown aliens that have been involved with everything, but kind of herding things along. Some people believe genetically mixing in with humans. That's how we came out of. That's how evolution really worked. How we came out of a more monkey-like background, more ape-like background, and started becoming more, human-like because of the mixing in of aliens. Many people believe that. I think that's probably true, as far as I know. Established up. Also, another thing to mention is the Canaanites. So then the Canaanites, when the Canaanites ruled the land, which was before Moses, that was like in the time of Abraham and before that, and around that time. The Canaanites, Canaan is also a son of Ham, Shem, and Japheth, so it's after the flood. The Canaanites made it the law, so that's how they didn't start anything. They just took these balls and ran with it, and made it the law. They'd kill you. You had to believe it. You had to worship this way, or they would kill you. Then there's like Nebuchadnezzar and all these stories in the Bible and everything. It was very enforced by death, building up into Egypt. And then we have Hermes, and later in Abraham's time we have which is in the book of Genesis, so it's before Moses, Melchizedek. So I don't know. Did I get that mixed up chronologically? So Semiramis, Nimrod, Sumeria, the Canaanites, Egypt, Hermes, Melchizedek,
And then Moses took all those concepts and crossed the wilderness and mixed it all together and made it a thing. So like people mistakenly think that the religion of Moses, the religion of Yahweh, this all started, and it's the beginning of all, and God's the same today and yesterday and forever. Look at my video, what God is not, and that's where I rant about how that's not true, and this is more of an archaeological approach to how that's not true, The religion Moses started in the wilderness. It's the religion of the Bible. It's not true. It's taken from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. It's taken from many things, all compiled in together, many Egyptian things, which are formed, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea.